Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle's PI exposes Audra and Holden's shocking secret, GC exit loom. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, has a PI to uncover secrets about Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, and Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Is it possible that Kyle will seek to gain an advantage to orchestrate a simultaneous departure from Genoa City? Kyle really wants Audra to leave Genoa City. Fans are well aware that Kyle is eager to see Audra leave town. He believes that if Audra is completely out of the equation, it might pave the way for him to reconnect with Claire Newman, Haley Aaron. Naturally, Kyle would prefer if Holden also departed GC alongside Audra. Given he doesn't trust Holden and the intentions he has regarding Claire, Kyle is keen to eliminate him as well. He knows about Holden's past with Audra and suspects that something dubious occurred in Los Angeles. This is why it seems logical for Kyle to engage a private investigator or at least consult Victor Newman, Eric Braden, about deploying his investigative team to look into the matter. What is this? Kyle could be the one to order a deep dive investigation. Regardless, Kyle might be the one to initiate an investigation into what Audra and Holden were up to in LA. This could serve as Kyle's opportunity to eliminate both issues from GC, making it clear why he would consider this path. If Kyle can uncover the illegal activities and the cover-up that are being concealed, he could gain the leverage he requires. Kyle might leverage this information to coerce both Holden and Audra into disappearing from Genoa City if he plays his cards wisely. However, it appears that this is yet another scenario where Kyle is likely to spectacularly mess things up with Claire. Claire cares about Holden and won't appreciate him being targeted. Claire has a deep concern for Holden and will not take kindly to Kyle's potential targeting of him alongside Audra, if that is indeed Kyle's intention. This might be the final straw for Claire, leaving Kyle with little hope of winning her back, at least for the time being. Regardless of the situation, Kyle might delve into this LA secret and leverage it to create issues for both Holden and Audra. So keep an eye out for any surprising revelations he may discover. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Kyle could receive some astonishing updates from a private investigator sooner or later. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle's PI exposes Audra and Holden's shocking secret, GC exit loom. The drama in Genoa City is about to take a thrilling and explosive turn as the tangled web of secrets surrounding Audra Charles and Holden unravels in ways that nobody saw coming. With Kyle Abbott taking matters into his own hands and hiring a private investigator, the truth behind their late-night rendezvous and whispered conversations is on the verge of being laid bare, and the fallout could change everything for the key players involved. The Young and the Restless has been building up this storyline with subtle hints and carefully placed tension, but spoilers tease that the lid is about to blow off as Kyle's PI uncovers a shocking secret that may force both Audra and Holden to consider a sudden exit from Genoa City. Kyle Abbott has been pushed to the edge in recent weeks, juggling his emotions between Claire Grace, his mounting frustrations at Jabot, and the dangerous game Audra has been playing with Holden. Determined not to be blindsided again, Kyle made the bold decision to dig for answers rather than sit back and let the pieces fall. Spoilers indicate that his private investigator has struck gold, and the report heading Kyle's way will not only validate his suspicions but also throw Audra's entire world into chaos. Audra, who has always prided herself on being one step ahead and controlling the narrative, may finally be caught in a scheme that even her sharp wit cannot spin her way out of. The big question looming over Genoa City is what exactly the PI has discovered, and early hints suggest it is nothing short of explosive. Sources say that Audra and Holden's connection runs far deeper than just business or flirtation. Could the PI have uncovered a hidden financial scheme, a betrayal that cuts into Newman Media, or even a past connection that rewrites their history? The whispers growing louder suggest that Holden may not be who he claims to be, and Audra could be complicit in covering up a scandal that reaches beyond Genoa City. If the PI's findings are as damning as spoilers tease, then it is not just their careers but their very place in Genoa City society that could be on the line. This storyline also sets up a fascinating turning point for Kyle. For months, Kyle has been searching for his identity both personally and professionally, wavering between vulnerability and determination. With the PI's revelations in hand, Kyle now has leverage, power he can wield to either protect his family at Jabot, expose Audra's manipulation, or even use as a bargaining chip to get what he wants. This darker edge to Kyle's character has been teased, and it may finally come to fruition as he stands ready to play the game Audra has been perfecting for years. Fans have long wondered if Kyle might take a turn toward his father Jack's ruthless side, and this could be the moment where Kyle sheds his hesitation and embraces the cutthroat strategy needed to win. But what does this mean for Audra and Holden? Spoilers suggest the possibility of a forced exit from Genoa City looming large. If the PI's report exposes something criminal, Newman Media and Jabot may both push Audra out, leaving her scrambling for a way to land on her feet. Holden, who has been a mysterious figure since arriving on the scene, could find himself backed into a corner with nowhere to run. The pair may decide that leaving Genoa City is their only option, but in true soap fashion, their exit could be just as dramatic as their time in town. Could we be looking at an escape under the cover of scandal, or might they attempt one final desperate move before packing their bags? There is also the Claire Grace factor to consider. Kyle has been navigating a complicated relationship with Claire, trying to balance his attraction to her with his instincts about Audra. If Kyle goes through with exposing Audra and Holden, it could clear the path for Claire to trust him more, but it could also open up fresh wounds if Claire feels Kyle is using underhanded tactics. Claire's journey has been about redemption and rebuilding trust, and aligning herself with Kyle's new darker streak may either solidify their bond or send her running in the opposite direction. The ripple effects of this reveal will touch more lives than just the schemers in question. Another intriguing angle involves Victor Newman. Audra has always had a precarious alliance with the Newman patriarch, and Holden's shady involvement could spark Victor's fury in ways that would ripple across the entire Newman empire. If Victor learns Audra has been hiding damaging secrets, he could move swiftly to cut ties and make an example of her, sending a clear message that betrayal of the Newmans does not go unpunished. Victor's wrath could very well be the final nail in Audra and Holden's Genoa City careers. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott will have his hands full once Kyle brings the PI's findings to light. Will Jack back his son's instincts and use the information to push Audra out of their orbit, or will Jack caution Kyle against stooping to manipulative tactics? The father-son dynamic here is ripe for conflict, especially if Kyle believes this is his chance to prove himself and Jack thinks he is going too far. With Jabot's future constantly hanging in the balance, Jack may be forced to make tough calls about how much of a risk Audra truly poses. The shocking secret at the center of this storyline has the potential to shake up the canvas of the young and the restless for months to come. Spoilers hint that it could be the beginning of a major transition, with Genoa City possibly losing two key players if Audra and Holden's downfall leads to their exit. But as fans know, exits are rarely permanent, and the seeds of scandal planted now could lead to shocking returns down the road. Whether Audra tries to reinvent herself elsewhere or Holden's true identity comes back to haunt the residents of Genoa City, this storyline promises long-lasting drama. For Kyle, this could be his defining moment, one that positions him not as a pawn in Audra's game but as a power player in his own right. His decision to hire a PI shows his growing resolve, and the revelation set to come out will force him to decide whether he wants to use the truth to destroy or to build. Either way, the next chapter in Genoa City is set to be filled with betrayal, retribution, and the kind of shocking twists that keep fans glued to their screens. The Young and the Restless spoilers promise that Kyle's PI will deliver a bombshell that no one can ignore, exposing Audra and Holden's shocking secret and setting the stage for a possible double exit that will leave Genoa City reeling. Fans should brace themselves, because the storm is coming, and when the dust settles, nothing will ever be the same again. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Kyle's bold move turns Genoa City upside down, Claire, Victor, and Jack caught in fallout. The revelation surrounding Kyle Abbott's private investigators' findings on Audra, Charles and Holden are just the beginning, and spoilers suggest that Genoa City will soon be shaken to its core as Kyle makes his next bold move. Armed with secrets that could destroy reputations and unravel carefully built alliances, Kyle finds himself at a crossroads that could define not only his future but also the fate of several powerful families. As the storm intensifies, Claire Grace, Victor Newman, and Jack Abbott are all pulled into the fallout in ways that could reshape the canvas of The Young and the Restless for months to come. Kyle has always been seen as the Abbott heir who sometimes struggled to step out of Jack's shadow, but now spoilers tease that he is embracing a new, more calculating side. Instead of immediately revealing everything his PI discovered, Kyle may decide to play the long game, keeping certain details close to his chest while strategically dropping hints to the right people at the right time. This kind of maneuvering marks a major shift for Kyle, one that fans have long speculated about. Is Kyle on his way to becoming Genoa City's next ruthless power player, someone who isn't afraid to bend the rules to get what he wants? Claire Grace is perhaps the most emotionally vulnerable piece of this puzzle. Her connection to Kyle has grown, but her history of trauma and her desire to rebuild her reputation makes her wary of secrets and manipulations. If Kyle tries to use his PI's findings to manipulate Audra and Holden instead of coming clean, Claire may start questioning whether Kyle is truly different from the schemers she has tried so hard to distance herself from. Spoilers tease a possible heartbreaking confrontation, where Claire accuses Kyle of becoming too much like Victor or even Phyllis, putting their budding romance at risk before it has a chance to blossom. Still, there's also the possibility that Claire will admire Kyle's strength, seeing his new attitude as a sign that he's ready to stand on his own and fight for what matters. Victor Newman, meanwhile, will not sit idly by once whispers of Audra and Holden's secrets begin to reach his ears. Victor has always prided himself on being the master manipulator, the one who controls every boardroom and every chess piece in Genoa City. But Kyle's move threatens to upend that dynamic. Spoilers suggest that Victor could actually see potential in Kyle's new edge, viewing him as an Abbott who finally has the killer instinct necessary to hold his own in the ruthless corporate world. On the flip side, Victor may also see Kyle as a threat, especially if the PI's findings implicate Newman Media or suggest that Audra's schemes jeopardized Newman Enterprises' reputation. A potential clash between Victor and Kyle could ignite a fierce rivalry that. Jack Abbott is perhaps the most torn figure in all of this. As a father, he wants to protect Kyle and guide him away from destructive choices, but as the head of Jabot, he knows that information is power and that sometimes even the most uncomfortable truths must be used to survive. Spoilers hint that Jack may try to walk a fine line, cautioning Kyle against becoming too ruthless while secretly appreciating that his son is finally showing the grit needed to navigate the corporate battlefield. But if Jack learns that Kyle is withholding part of the PI's report or manipulating the information for personal gain, it could create a father-son conflict that tears at the heart of the Abbott family. As for Audra and Holden, their backs are against the wall. The PI's revelations may not only expose their secret but also threaten to unravel every alliance they have carefully built. Spoilers suggest Audra may attempt one last desperate ploy, possibly turning to Tucker McCall or even Nate Hastings for help in covering her tracks. Holden, meanwhile, may prove to be the wild card. With rumors swirling that he isn't who he claims to be, Holden's real past could surface in ways that force him into a corner. The pair may plot a dangerous counterattack against Kyle, but with the walls closing in, a hasty and dramatic exit from Genoa City could be their only option. The ripple effects of this drama will extend far beyond the immediate players. Summer Newman is sure to be impacted as she watches Kyle descend deeper into corporate warfare, and she may even step in to caution him for the sake of their son Harrison. Diane and Jack will likely be divided on how to handle Kyle's decisions, further complicating the Abbott family dynamic. Even Nikki Newman could find herself entangled if Victor decides to use this chaos as a way to reassert Newman dominance. What makes this storyline so riveting is how it threads together multiple legacies, Abbott, Newman, and McCall, into one explosive chain reaction. The secret Kyle's PI uncovered is more than just dirt on Audra and Holden, it's a key that unlocks power struggles, family feuds, and romantic turbulence that could reshape Genoa City. Spoilers tease that the drama will not end with a single reveal but instead spark weeks, if not months, of fallout as every character chooses a side, makes a sacrifice, or seizes an opportunity. The looming question remains, will Kyle use this information to become a hero who protects his family and Claire, or will he embrace a darker path that sets him on a collision course with everyone around him? Either way, The Young and the Restless is about to deliver one of its most gripping chapters yet, with Kyle's bold move turning Genoa City upside down and leaving fans breathless as the fallout spreads like wildfire. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Audra's desperate gamble, Holden's true identity, and Kyle's dangerous edge. The latest spoilers out of Genoa City tease that the revelations from Kyle Abbott's private investigator have set the stage for an even deeper descent into chaos. With the truth about Audra Charles and Holden threatening to explode at any moment, both schemers find themselves in panic mode. The once confident and smooth-talking Audra, who has always relied on her intelligence and charm to stay one step ahead, may finally have run into a trap too complex to wriggle out of. Holden, meanwhile, is on the brink of exposure, with whispers suggesting that his true identity could rock not only Audra's world but also the entire Newman and Abbott circles. At the heart of it all stands Kyle, now armed with knowledge that could either save or destroy, as his dangerous edge begins to show in ways that few expected. For Audra, the danger is clear. The PI's report has likely laid bare her entanglement with Holden and whatever scheme they've been hiding, and now her only path forward may be to attempt a desperate gamble. Spoilers suggest Audra may try to cut a deal, perhaps offering her silence in exchange for protection or even attempting to spin the narrative by painting herself as the victim of Holden's manipulations. She has shown time and again that she can reinvent herself when cornered, but this time, the stakes are higher than ever. If she fails, she risks losing Newman Media, her alliances, and her place in Genoa City society. This storyline could force Audra into a vulnerable state that fans rarely see, a woman stripped of her power and forced to claw her way back or disappear entirely. Holden's role in this saga is equally captivating. Since his arrival, questions have lingered about who he really is and what his ultimate agenda might be. Spoilers now hint that Holden's true identity could tie him to a larger scheme or even connect him to a past Genoa City family. Could he be a long-lost relative, an undercover plant sent by a rival, or someone with a vendetta against the Abbotts or Newmans? The possibility that Holden has been using Audra all along adds another layer of betrayal to the mix, and if the PI's report uncovers this, Audra may find herself not only exposed but also betrayed by the very man she thought was her ally. Kyle's evolution through this storyline is one of the most exciting shifts in recent Y&R history. No longer content to be the victim of schemes or the pawn in other people's games, Kyle is stepping into a role that demands ruthlessness and precision. Spoilers suggest that Kyle may withhold parts of the PI's findings, using them as leverage to control the situation. This decision puts him on a slippery slope, as the line between protecting his family and becoming the very type of manipulator he despises grows increasingly thin. Could Kyle be on the road to becoming Genoa City's next anti-hero, a character who blurs the lines between right and wrong in pursuit of victory? The reactions from the wider canvas promise to deepen the drama. Victor Newman, upon learning of Holden's duplicity, could move swiftly to erase him from Newman orbit, but not without extracting maximum damage first. Victor thrives on exposing weakness, and he may see this as an opportunity to remind both Audra and Holden that no one crosses the Newmans and survives unscathed. Jack Abbott will also find himself at odds with Kyle's methods. Jack has fought his own battles with morality in business, and watching his son embrace tactics that border on cutthroat may spark a generational clash inside the Abbott family. Diane, ever protective of Kyle, may find herself encouraging his darker instincts, setting up a wedge between her and Jack as the Abbott patriarch tries to reign in the chaos. Claire Grace's involvement adds another emotional layer to the fallout. Claire has been working tirelessly to prove she's not the person she once was, and Kyle's new secrets could test her resolve. If Claire believes Kyle is being honest and upfront with her, their bond could grow stronger as she supports him through the storm. But if she catches wind that Kyle is keeping things from her, the trust she's trying so hard to rebuild could shatter. Spoilers hint at a possible emotional confrontation where Claire demands transparency, and Kyle is forced to choose between love and strategy. The looming possibility of exits continues to hover over Audra and Holden. Should their schemes be exposed beyond repair, Genoa City may turn its back on them entirely. A dramatic exit, whether by fleeing scandal or being forced out by Victor's wrath, seems inevitable if the storyline continues on this trajectory. Yet soap fans know that no exit is ever truly permanent, and the seeds of betrayal planted now could blossom into shocking returns in the future. As the truth inches closer to coming out, fans can expect escalating confrontations, explosive confrontations in boardrooms and bedrooms alike, and shocking betrayals that will leave viewers reeling. Kyle's dangerous edge is about to redefine not just his character but also the landscape of Genoa City itself. The Young and the Restless is setting the stage for a seismic shift, one where power, love, and loyalty collide in spectacular fashion, and the question becomes not who will win but who will survive.